Dearly redheaded, we are choosing consciousness today to get through this thing called grief. Interesting word, grief. It means love, which makes for a mighty good joke. But I'm here to tell you, there's nothing else. Just joy. And if the big picture tends to bring you down, go crazy once your life goes. Woo!
We good? All right, this is episode 4 with Will Person. Will and I were just interrupted. It threw me for a loop because I cannot remember exactly where we were, and this is my issue, Will, as a result of psychological brain injury. I have dissociation, I have confabulation, and I have cognitive dissonance. Now, I don't want to discuss those 3 things right now, but where you went with the more, say, physical ramifications of concussions, etc., I went to the more psychological, like why am I doing what the fuck I'm doing?
Yeah. And
the doctor in Canada, Lanius, who is with Corrigan, the premier people where deep brain reorienting is concerned, she has designated a special PTSD with dissociation and loss of autobiographical information, which is me.
Wow.
I also have issues with face blindness. And if I meet somebody or see somebody historically, let's say I had an issue with my son in school and some people were helpful and other people were assholes. If I saw that person in the grocery store, I had a 50-50 shot of them either throwing something at me or saying hello. I could never.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you're making me recognize the magnitude of my injury, but you're also taking the fear out of it because I was validated by the Lanius Corrigan research, and I was also validated as an aside, but you need to know the recent legislation in about 7 states, it's pending in about another 7 states, domestic violence, where coercive control is concerned, is finally part of legislation.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Congratulations on that one.
Hey, thank you.
I have some legislative stuff to talk about too whenever you want to put that in there.
Well, at this point, we're in episode 4. I am very interested in what you want out there. So we've touched on and again, thank you for pointing out the speech patterns. I get that. It is very hard. When I leave after doing this podcast, I'm very dissociated because of how painful it is with the topics I discussed. I don't know if you've watched it, but I address very, very painful things, traumatic things within people, and then try to find the humor. I think humor is extremely important when it comes to healing the brain.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, and do you swear? Can I swear?
Who the hell am I going to tell you what the fuck you can't say? What you mean?
Amen. Amen. Okay, good. Because I forgot because I love to swear and I love to use humor to lighten this stuff up. So,
well, you told me that in our original talk, but I haven't heard one swear word out of you, so I'm a little disappointed.
Oh, I wouldn't disappoint you with my clothes off, I promise. But anyway, so there's that. I have an extraordinarily sexual sense of humor, which is also tied to this, which I don't necessarily want to get into right now. But I think my humor has it saved my life. There's no doubt. But
trust me, I understand.
And I think where some people would write poetry, some people would paint, some people would write. I wrote jokes. And I could make fun of something that was absolutely ridiculous that I couldn't do anything about, and just move on. And that's me. So, all right, why don't we let's talk about legislation. Talk to me about whatever you lead, I'll follow. Go.
Okay, so remember, I'm in dementia. I get hyperbaric oxygen. I'm in that machine for 1 stinking hour, and it changes my life. Now I'm seeing colors. I can process. I can count again until it wears off. And usually the first time I did, I had 6 days of clarity, and it wore off. I went back. The second time I went in, I had 9 days of clarity. So then I had to buy one of these things, and the thing is, I couldn't afford one. They were, so expensive. So eventually, I said, I'll move some money around, but I had just bought that house, so I wasn't liquid anymore. And so I began to fade into the abyss again. And this thing showed up. My dad put some $20,000 in my account one day, went to pay a bill, and I saw it. Only one person could have done that. And my dad said, go get the machine. So now I'm clearer. I'm using this machine daily. I'm functioning. I'm not perfect. Some people get permanent relief. I'm not one to get permanent relief. Joanne get permanent relief. A lot of other people I've met get permanent relief. I'm thinking, why not me? Then I realized, okay, I took 7 bobsled rides a day, 6 or 7 a day sometimes only 1 or 2, but I did that for 3 to 5 days of the year, for 4 to 5 months of the year, for 9 years. That's thousands and thousands of concussions on me, all right? So now, as I'm becoming clear from the machine, I'm connecting the dots. I'm seeing the military people symptoms. Hey, wait a minute. That's the same as mine. NFL, same as mine. Okay, now I'm connecting the dots. The housewife, same as mine. Domestic violence, same as mine.
And husbands.
Oh yeah, husband. I haven't met any of those yet, but I'm sure they're out there.
If it's happening to a woman, it's happened to a man. That's what I always say.
Yeah, because I remember one time I had an ex-girlfriend. She just used to walk up and slap me sometimes. So yes, it happens to men too. So I'll put that out there. It does happen to men, and
just like women in the military, it just affects all genders.
Yeah. So here I'm at the point where now I'm connected to that. Now I'm starting to advocate in court. The last 4 court hearings, my lawyers have turned. Matter of fact, they sent me a letter yesterday. They're quitting our class action case. There's a offer on the table, $2.1 million, all going to lawyers, and to only evaluate the athletes, no treatment. And I'm like, guys, we're sick. We came here for relief. We need help. And so I haven't signed off on these things. So they tried to bribe me. They tried to bully me. I wouldn't take the bribe, and I wouldn't take the bullying. They tried to remove me as the lead plaintiff. The courts told us that's not going to happen. So they added more lead plaintiffs to dilute my voting power now. Remember, I hired these guys. And so these guys are now, my defense was now, my lawyers are standing with the defense. They're together fighting against me. So the last 4 court hearings, when we started this case, I could not speak very well. I couldn't form sentences very well. I was struggling. And now I'm up advocating. So things are happening. So when I noticed the military stuff, I went down that rabbit hole. Then I found PTSD umbrella. I found some studies inside that PTSD. There was CTE underneath. Now we're realizing there's 11,000 veterans. So now I'm advocating for veterans to get the same treatment that I did. And so I started talking about opening up the first ever, I don't know if it's the first, the only one I know about, the only post-concussion CTE wellness center free to the community is what I'm working on doing. And then the dark part of this is, those are people, Hollywood producers talking to me about doing shows. And I was warned, because some really big people don't want this information to come out. Be careful. This is not safe material. And so now I'm thinking about the movie Concussion that came out, that the whistleblowers in America we know don't live long. So I created a foundation. I already have the building. We're going to do the wellness center in to offer the same service that saved me, and we're going to do it for free. So now I'm advocating with people like you, uh, talking about it. Now I get an interesting phone call. It's a agency called treatnow.org, and they advocate for military veterans to get hyperbaric oxygen treatment now. See, insurance don't want to pay for it. They don't want to pay for this thing at all. So now I know where not my threats. I don't want to say threats, but my warnings. Now I know I know who's kind of behind this now. So, but I'm not stopping. And I said, well, you know what? If they kill me, this thing will continue my facility will be open. There will be more, and they will continue to be open because that's the way we're setting it up. Everything's going to be self-sufficient. Now I get the magic call about 2-3 weeks ago. So the military veterans groups, they gave me the peace of mind that I haven't had since I started this journey. They said, Will, you are right. We are with the military. We are with the DOD. They're with us. You're right. Don't stop what you're doing. How can we support? And so now I'm in the process of opening the Midwest region. So we're coming. And then they gave me the peace of mind. They said, I don't know how they knew. They was like, okay, now we're not crazy. I mean, we're not stupid. We're the threat set. And as we talked about the threats, they said, don't worry. The military is protecting you now. And I cried for the first time, boy, like healthy, happy tears. I haven't had them in so long. Come on. Somebody in the family dies, yes. I break a bone, I'm not going to cry. Anything happen, I'm not going to cry. These guys gave me these tears and this peace, and they're with me, and we're moving forward. And so we're here to stay, guys. And so the legislation in 7 states have changed. So veterans can get this service. And for us, we want to do it, for me, at no cost. So I have investors coming aboard. They're like, hey, we want to be involved. However, they want a return on money.
Foundation instead of a not-for-profit is brilliant. Whoever advised you to do a foundation versus a not-for-profit is brilliant.
Well, I'm doing both. It's both. I used to have a foundation when I was on Team USA, and I let it dissolve. But at this point, it's going to go back that way as well.
It's conscious capitalism.
And I'm not going to. We offer the service for free. I'm not charging a cent. And this is things I've been doing for the last couple of years. I've been able to help people through my TikTok channel. They find me there. And before, I was telling people about the ups and downs of using hyperbarics. I was documenting my journey because Joe Namath didn't do that. He just said it. He didn't give us the details. He just said, it reverses symptoms. I don't know what the symptoms were, and I don't know how they helped. But he definitely saved my life. He is the father of this movement because without him, there was no me. And so now I'm just so blessed and grateful to be able to offer this service to our servicemen. And so we have 7 states that are now open. Missouri is actually one of those states, so we're going to start there. And we're coming across the country. We're going to open these places everywhere. And my thing is, where some places are still going to be charging. And I told those investors, guys, you know what I'm doing. You know the technology we're using. You know what's saving me and these other veterans who are already doing it. You can do that over there. But my facility will be free. When the doors open, it will stay that way. And so that's what we're doing, guys. So when you said legislation, it gave me goosebumps because it's changing right now.
Yep.
And it's, And so what we found out is, all I can think about, 11,000 veterans. None of them can have more concussion damage than I did because I did this sport for 9 years and so many of them per day. And if it saved me, these guys should still be, these are our American heroes. But the scary part is, as I was connecting these dots, the same as I connected Kanye West dots, the part that scares me the most is there was a gentleman, I hate to say the word gentleman, but it was a young man. He played high school football. This was 3 months ago. He went to the NFL office in New York, and he left a CTE suicide note. And so he went up there to kill the NFL people. But he got off on the wrong floor and he shot up BlackRock Investments instead. So the community said he only played high school football. The science says you have to be at least in college or pros to get CTE, pros. So his brain came back. He was a stage 2 of CTE. So now the community is waking up. So my social media is going crazy these days because I help people with this. They made me out to be the CTE guru, guys, which I am not. I am not the CTE guru, but I do help people find support in the communities that they're in for CTE. And so, well, as I tell people that, I made a video because my phone wouldn't stop ringing. And I made the video. If you go on my TikTok channel, I'm wearing a red Team USA shirt, Team USA red shirt. And guys, don't laugh at me because I look a little bit disheveled because I'm walking and talking, all bad angles. I look just horrible, but I posted that video anyway. But in that video, and please fact check me, I said, guys, we know our athletes are doing these things, but that's not the population I fear. The population I fear is our military veterans. They have the same condition as us, but they're now the best trained killers in the world. And those are the ones we need to help. Because 31% of mass shootings in America since 2012, that's the number they say, but I think it's a little bit higher, is our veterans coming back to America to turn a gun on ourselves or other veterans. And so I posted that video. The next day I had court. I shared that information with the judge. And then on the courthouse steps, I said the same speech to a few people. Now, guys, I can't make this up. The very next week, there was a veteran. He went to a bar in Montana, Anaconda, Montana. He murdered 4 people in that bar, and he ran out into the woods and was hiding for a week before they found him. It was like the Rambo movies. That happened. This was a few months ago. And as they caught him, another veteran went on to, no, not a veteran, I'm sorry, active military guy went on to a military base, and he shot a lot of people on that base. I'm not sure if anybody died, but he shot a lot of people. And then as that ended, 2 weeks after that, another veteran went to a Mormon church in Minnesota. He set one part of the church on fire, and he went to the other side and he started shooting, and he killed a lot of people up there. And as they stopped him, there were bodies missing because he started that fire. And so, guys, this is what we're dealing with in America. And so if you look at all the mass shootings in America, there's 3 populations that I've been able to kind of pinpoint. It's the veterans. Then it's people like me who have concussion issues or had some kind of head issue. And then you have radicalized people. So that's where all these mass shootings are coming from right now. And we need to do something about it in order to stop that because, right now, our kids can't go to school. You can't go to a concert. You can't go to a movie theater without the threat of being shot. And this therapy, like, if it brought me back, when I say I was gone, guys, I was gone. Like, there's years I don't remember other than being in my apartment and laying on the floor. I just have no recollection of what I did in that place. I wasn't watching TV. The radio wasn't on. What did I do all day? I just don't know. But that's what we're dealing with in America. And I'm really here to just help. And I want to make this clear, guys, I am not a whistleblower against the military. Those are American heroes. These are my neighbors, our friends. And I'm just here to support and help. And I want to make that clear. And I'm not saying PTSD is not real. PTSD is a blanket, term they give you. But the underlying thing that's causing some of those PTSDs is actually CTE.
Absolutely.
But they're only finding out when they check it on the autopsy. So that's what America's dealing with right now. And I need your help. Please support me. Share my cause, man. I got crowdfunders out there, and that thing is moving so slow right now. It's crazy. And but we are 501c3, and we will start, creating those partnerships and building money over there. And I'm paying for the building myself. I'm paying for all the startup costs. We just need help with the build out, because the building I'm using is so, like, the timing is so perfect. My dad was a roofer 30, 40 years. He retired, and he has this building. It has 3 addresses on it. It's so big. And it's sitting there. He has his RVs parked in there. It's, mobile home, and he was about to sell it. And I was like, wait a minute, Dad, I think I need that building. Don't sell it yet. Sell it to me. And I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to put it into the foundation. So this thing, like I said, can run forever. And so after my days here, guys, this thing should still be up and going, and hopefully. And one thing I didn't mention is when I created that first program that was new and innovative for youth corrections, Other private providers came in and they started to clone my program. And people say, you need to sue them because that's horrible. I had a 9-bedroom facility at the age of 28. I could only help so many kids. I said, no, this service is needed. That's why I created it. And I believe the same thing is going to happen on this side. I just need to get that proof of concept out there, start the treatment, let people see what this is. And the whole thing is, somebody asked me one day, how do you know Hyperbaric is really working? Well, there's many of us have been doing this, many of us who come back. But the British Army interviewed me about 2 months ago, and they told me that their veterans have the same problems as the veterans in America. And I was blown away. I didn't know that was a thing. But what they do, he didn't know anything about hyperbaric oxygen. He said, they take their veterans. See, he said it's illegal in the UK to deep sea dive too low. You can't go too far down. He said, but what they do, they take their veterans to the Bahamas. And there's some people over there who will take them down deep sea diving. And he said they go down there for a really long time. And as this guy's explained it to me, I'm kind of giggling on the inside because, first of all, every time I get in a hyperbaric chamber, it's illegally called a dive. It's called so I'm simulating what they're doing naturally. So he says these guys get in this ocean and they go down far. And his accent was cracking me up. He had me laughing because he was saying they go down for a really long. He was saying that accent was just with the long was just. It was just had me kind of giggling on the inside. I know you like humor, so I threw that one out there for you. But what he was trying to tell me is there's another way to do this. If you don't get in a hyperbaric chamber, all you have to do is go deep sea diving. But you got to go down far enough. You got to be down below 9 feet and stay down for a long time now. And you're going to get the same effects as a hyperbaric chamber, the same ones that you see in the hospitals. The ones in the hospitals, like if you have bed sores, burns, if you're actually rich, if you have a stroke, they'll put you in that chamber to reverse your symptoms. If you're rich and you're diabetic and it's about to start amputating legs, and you get in that chamber, go through the therapy, you will not have anything amputated. That's the science behind this thing. And I'm just blown away by it. And matter of fact, I was watching ESPN about a month ago, 2 months ago now. The strength coach at the University of Houston, he was in stage 4 melanoma. They gave him 4 to 6 weeks to live. And on this thing that they're doing on him, they said that the chemo and stuff was not working. He said he tried alternative treatment. So they showed him climbing into a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. And now his numbers are weird. And I see these stories every day, all day. As they say, oxygen can't live in cancer can't live in an oxygenated environment. And so it just beats up those cancer cells and shrinks them and softens them, and they just kind of melt away is what they say. However, so now new age doctors are putting people through the therapy before chemo, during chemo, and after chemo. Except there's maybe a couple chemos that you can't go in that chamber with because it's toxic. It'll make things toxic. So people have to make sure they're talking to their doctors, talking to, don't be out sneaking and doing this thing without your doctor's approval and understanding what you're doing, because you will hurt yourself. But it's really just oxygen. And I don't take any meds. I'm off all meds now. Like, I don't take anything. When I'm not feeling right, I know what to do. I climb in this machine, and and I just keep moving on with my life. And I just hope that one day that I will be one to be blessed and maybe get that permanent relief. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But I'm okay where I am. I'm not on that floor begging for death, and there's no poor me here. I'm not here asking for sympathy, because I'm so blessed to be where I am. And I'm just sorry that I didn't catch this thing before my teammates, because the one story that we missed is my teammate called me speaking gibberish before maybe we did talk about it, but before he killed himself. And because I'm a mental health guy, like, I told myself to help him, and I didn't because I couldn't, but I didn't know it. And so when I found that he killed himself, I took that really hard. And that's what really kicked off this whole thing of me fighting is him. Like, I couldn't stomach looking in the mirror after, and what happened to him. And the truth was, I had to eventually come to realize that, I wasn't supposed to save him. He came into my life to save my life. And I believe that's what really happened. And I'm so grateful for him. Yeah.
May I respond?
Absolutely.
Okay, and I'm gonna dish a lot out, because what you just said couldn't be more exquisite. So, I'll do this in such a way that we both may have to listen to this to really know the magnitude of what you just did and what I'm about to do. The first thing I want to say is for Lyme's and cancer, there's something called EBO2, which what's the word, guys? Oxygenates, right? Is that the word I mean?
Yes.
The blood. Oxygen is being used in Lyme's, for cancer patients, etc. Global ozone therapy. Comma space back to the brain. One of the slippery slopes I want to make you aware of, and I was told this, I have not researched it, is that Canada, and my concern is the USA is going to follow, has made assisted suicide easier to attain. Okay? Then I want to say to you, I heard what you said about mass murders, veterans, head issues, radicalization. Listen to me. A veteran said it best. He wonders if there wasn't childhood abuse, if there'd be a military. So many of these guys go into therapy, the ibogaine. I'm afraid I'm mispronouncing that. Would you look that up for me, please? I think it's ibogaine. Am I saying that right, Will?
Ibogaine? That's right. That's
okay.
Correct.
Thanks, Tim. You don't have to. I think it's IBOGAINE. Many of these men, when they do the ibogaine, I'm trying to remember the documentary I watched. Wars. Could you look up the 2022 documentary Wars? If you cross-reference ibogaine and documentary for PTSD in 2022, you'll get that name for me. The men, when they were doing the ibogaine
in Waves and War,
speak to how what comes up for them more often than not is their childhood abuse. So that still remains at the crux of many of the issues influencing specifically PTSD, which I still think is an injury, not a disorder. So the childhood cycle of abuse now the childhood cycle of abuse, we have a number of men and women speaking out towards their abuse, both overt and covert. And estrangement is on the rise because kids are caught in the cycle of parents repeating abuse of all kinds, catching their own abuse, and then their children wanting to hold them accountable for what they repeat. You with me?
Absolutely.
Okay. The other thing that you mentioned, which is amazing to me because it came up for me having had a CPTSD rage event, and I say the C, not everybody, not all doctors will say the C, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. See, I just misspoke. I misspeak a lot, and this. Forgive me because my brain is flooded. I'm misspeaking is something I'm very guilty of that I am aware of, but I want to keep going. When I was having my dissociative CPTSD episode, I reached out and had the gibberish. And my friends that were communicating with me, 3 in particular, all handled it differently. And I'm not trying to go there now. I just want you to know that is not uncommon.
Yeah.
Let me see what else. Oh, again, I want to mention nyayam.org. For those having come through these types of things, because that website or AI generated website I can't fucking talk. Democratizes, makes democratic. Don't worry, Tim. Poor Tim is trying. This is Tim and our first time together, so he's following the bouncing ball. But I know the word. I mean, I can't say it. It's now. This is being on the spectrum. This has nothing to do with brain injury right now. I'm very right-brained. I'm thinking in pictures, trying to convert it to words. But this website can take this stuff and synthesize it with current legislation and it's the smartest AI I've encountered. It's brilliant. So when you were describing to me earlier that your representation has gone from plaintiff to defendant, what comes up for me is they're running out of money and they don't have the deep pockets for it. Maybe?
Nah, don't believe so.
So what, and we need to end this episode. So you want to start there? And are we at 30 minutes?
You're at 31.
Do we want to start there?
I could sum it up for you in 2 minutes.
Go do it.
Okay, when my law team, I hired these guys, they fought the NFL case. So what happened is they were fighting for me. I knew the very moment when this thing shifted, and all of a sudden they were changing up the things and things they were saying for me. Like, for example, in the emails they sent me, it says care for life. It's the things that now they said the case was only about medical monitoring for their monitors. So I spoke to Robert Shapiro, O.J. Simpson's Dream Team lawyer.
Yep.
He did an investigation. I set up his cell number. We spoke a few times. He eventually emailed me, guys, I have receipts for everything I tell you. Everything I've ever said on this thing, there's paperwork. Email he sent me, Will, I fired your lead attorney. I kept your co-counsel because I know them. We're going to get you guys the help you deserve. I was like, yes, these guys are going to finally thank you. 24 hours later, Rob Spiro says, Will, I quit. I can't help you. Huh? Like, what happened? So somebody is getting to these guys. And I don't know who's doing. Well, I'm sure I know who do it. We all know who's doing it, but I can't say that out loud. I don't want to slander anything, but yeah, that happened. And matter of fact, that article that I told you about the military pilots, I took it to the courts to show the connection to help. As soon as I took that in, it was scrubbed from the internet. I only have the link because New York Times sent it to me. And then also the HBO Real Sports did an episode on us. It was the Winter Olympic Suicide CTE episode. It was in 2020, 2021. I forgot which one. You can go to their website and watch every episode they ever put out there, except for the one we did. You'll see the time slot, you'll see the name, but you won't be able to watch it again. So somebody is purposely removing this. Hollywood producers came to me for a documentary. And when they went to the big agencies where they normally go just to go get the money to pay for these documentaries, they are afraid to touch this one. They said, if we do this documentary, it's only going to take private money because the big people are afraid of this. And it also said in quotation marks, this is not safe material. So I wasn't a conspiracy guy, but you take all these things that are happening right in front of my face, and I have a paper trail. Somebody's doing this and somebody's behind it. And there's a documentary out. I forgot the name of it, but I can share it with you. They said they found out there's one person at the top, according to this documentary, who's controlling hyperbaric oxygen and not being available to everyone else. There's two or three people at the top. And it's really about insurance not wanting to pay for it. And that's what it's really about. And this is what we're dealing with.
Can't bite the hand that feeds you or compensates you.
Absolutely. Especially, look at me. Most people with my condition take 10, 12 pills. I take oxygen.
I know.
That is it. And that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
Thank you for listening and supporting Natural Born Redhead. If you follow the bouncing balls, please like and subscribe. If you know someone interested in sparing others grief and inciting joy, message me on Facebook or reach out via my website, Natural Born Redhead. J-Ma.